NIMAC as an entity stands for Niagara Military Affairs Council. And it was a joint effort initially between the base and the county. And as it evolved, it became a civilian organization that was able to work on base support, base growth.
1995, our base was reviewed for closure, and that process was led by the county itself and the Chamber of Commerce. And immediately after that, I was approached by Merrill Lane, who was the first chairman of NIMAC, and became like a brother to me. He asked me if I would help him and if we could get an organization going that would advocate for our base. In the beginning of NIMAC, it was just Merrill and I for the first probably 8 years.
We were on the military closure list, the BRAC list, on 2 different occasions in 1995 and 2005. And he did a great job, working with the community, working with our elected officials to make sure that we did not end up closing this base.
The 2005 BRAC, John and the other folks on the NIMAC committee, in conjunction with the Niagara County folks, really put on a public affairs type blitz.
We found out early on that the BRAC Commission would be required to post every letter online that they received in support of the base.
They reported back to us that they had gotten 12,000 letters across the BRAC. 9,000 of those letters came from Western New York. And that was all NIMAC and John.
Eventually, we got word through our consultant from the BRAC Commission, that's enough. We got the message.
There's many bases that have, civilian advocacy groups that are much like NIMAC, so I was familiar with that before I got here, but I've never seen one so engaged. Anytime I need to communicate, or even before I even know I need to communicate with anybody outside the parameters of this Air Force base, John's been right there 3 steps ahead, almost preemptively translating what exactly is it that we do around here. So that's how important and vital he's been.
There's really not anything that John hasn't seen as a member of NIMAC or as a leader of the Air Base. That knowledge will be his legacy to future leaders, and the fact that NIMAC will go on and the base will be here, I think 50 years from now, 60 years from now, that'll really be the testament to John Cooper's importance and significance to this community.
During the BRAC process, they were building the military entrance processing site on the base, and that created 2 roads.
Cooper Curve is a road that was dedicated to John Cooper. It is a road that leads from the static display area, which of the C-130, right in front of our headquarters building, over to the military processing building.
I really was just shocked and really honored that something like that, could happen.
I don't think this is an overstatement. The Niagara Falls Air Base would not be here today were it not for people like John Cooper and NIMAC.
I go back many generations in this area. I lived kitty corner to my great-great-grandfather, so his house. My roots are very deep here. The community has certainly supported me and my family and everything that we have done. So we just love Niagara Falls.